Hey guys, what's going on? Druzy here, back again with another South Park Phone Destroyer video, and we're just going to get right into the nitty-gritty of this video today, which is of course about the upcoming balance changes to Phone Destroyer. They will not be going into effect tomorrow, so this coming Tuesday, as of the recording of this video. They will be coming next week, that will be when the balance changes actually take effect. So it will not be on 10.5, it will actually be on 10.12. when these changes will go live for all of us. Hopefully there's no issues. There has been sometimes issues when the balance changes originally take effect the first day or so. So Nelly is getting kind of reworked slightly back to what she was before. So it looks like they are going to increase her energy cost back up, increase her health, increase her attack. The time between attacks will still go down. Her DPS will increase by 34% according to these changes. AoE knockback will go up 10%, and the aggro range will go down 33% from 3 to 2. Based on what some people have been saying, or what I've already been seeing just since these, this information was just posted maybe 45 to an hour ago before I recorded this. It looks like a lot of people think this is actually more of a nerf to Nelly rather than a buff. So yeah, you're increasing her cost back up, you're giving her better stats, but her overall damage output still isn't to the level that it once was, which wasn't very good before. I'm not 100% on this. We're just going to have to wait and see with how Nelly is going to turn out. But she has been a card that's been in flux a little bit, as well as some other ones. So this is going to be very interesting, whether or not these changes actually really make her that much better. Scuzzle Butt will be getting a buff to his overall health, and movement speed will be going up. So obviously health will go up from 900 to 1200 at base stats, and movement speed will go down to make him slower moving forward. So they were expecting his power to be more valuable than it has turned out to be. The health will be increased to cover the gap between his Scuzzlebutt's current power. The movement speed will also give more time for units to build up behind him. Now here's the big issue right now with Scuzzlebutt is his cost. His cost is 7 energy. It's very high. Right now, where the meta is now, with Pope Timmy getting the rework that he received a couple of updates ago now, cards like Scuzzlebutt, Grand Wizard Cartman, high cost tanks really don't function well in this meta at high ladder. Maybe in silver, this is a good buff for him. I also could be maybe slightly wrong here. I think Scuzzlebutt is very close or at the same level of health as Man-Bear Pig is. Which, again, not 100% on that. It could be that Man-Bear Pig is slightly higher health scaling, even with this buff from Scuzzlebutt of 33%. But you're going to give Scuzzlebutt a crap ton of energy. Now granted, Man-Bear Pig is also 7 energy cost, but Man-Bear Pig is a legendary card. Scuzzlebutt is a rare card. It doesn't seem very fair to put that in the same category. The movement speed helps because as a tank you want him to be slower, but the whole thought process is to build units behind him. Realistically, depending on where he's played, at the higher tiers of ladder, no one's still going to play this card. I like Scuzzlebutt. I think that Scuzzlebutt's power is very unique and cool. The fact that when he dies, he throws those flowers right across the screen, potentially, and the closest unit to him gets immune to spells and a health buff on his death. So he has a death wish, essentially, is the power that they're discussing for Scuzzlebutt. Again, I think Scuzzlebutt's really cool, but he's not playable right now really in this meta because of his cost is what's really hurting him more than anything. Priest Maxi is getting a buff of 10% to his health. So he's got in good skilled hands, but he's not in a good spot right now. He is a pretty decently solid tank. Yes, he's 6 energy cost, kind of high, but he is a common card. So for a common card, he's actually one of the better common cards in the game, realistically. Not the best. That's Juice Scout Ike right now, but he's definitely still fairly solid. I would definitely be something if you're really looking for a tank at a common level. Priest Maxi is your way to go. The healing is very nice. The health is not too bad. His baseline stats are fairly good. This health buff is nice, but it's not game-changing. 10% is not a huge scaling jump, but maybe enough for him to survive a couple more hits, and that's really about it. Hyperdrive. This is a very unique change. This is the worst card in the entire game. Hands down, there's no argument. Hyperdrive has needed changes for a long time. Warboy Tweak has been so good that Hyperdrive is so pointless. It's a pointless card. That's not going to be the case anymore. This is a very drastic change and could be something that we could see Red Links revert some back again in the future. So the big change is a -2 to energy cost from 4 down to 2, so it will be half the cost that it is currently. And the speed up will drop 30%. It says 38, 30%. Duration goes down 17%, so it's going down slightly. The power scaling is going from 0.1 per level to 0.4 seconds per level. So at level 7 duration, it will be 7.4 from 6.6 to 7.4 seconds. So it's actually going up for the power scaling duration per level, going down the total amount of time at start of the duration, and its speed up is going down slightly, but energy cost is going down. And the big change here, and the reason why this is so could be very dangerous, is the cost is so cheap that you can cycle through it much faster. So you can get Hyperdrive significantly more times. You could probably get it more times, and you're going to get more Hyperdrives overall. This card will be scary for Chaos Mode, especially, and also for Team Wars, things like that. I think it will be used on ladder, potentially a little bit more too. You could see Hyperdrive and Warboy Tweak decks, potentially, down the road. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but I think this might bite Red Links in the butt a little bit, and they'll have to recede it back a little bit. We'll just have to wait and see, but I feel like Hyperdrive is going to be really strong. Mary Jane Randy, they're lowering his health down 25% from 403 at base level. By lowering his health, we're emphasizing the need for plants to protect Randy. It should also make it easier to play against this card and make Call Girl and Mary Jane Randy combos less frustrating to deal with. Maybe, I mean, they also are tweaking Call Girl slightly as well. So, I mean, Call Girl's still really strong. She's a glass cannon. Mary Jane Randy, the plants can still be very annoying. So I get that they're trying to focus more on his charge than him as a baseline stat. But I still think Mary Jane Randy will still be fairly strong. I don't think he's going to be too bad. This one I wasn't really expecting. 6 element Randy's getting a nerf here. He's losing health at 23% for 500 down to 387. Charge duration is going down 25%, and movement speed is being increased. So instead of him being further back, he is a fighter card, he's not a tank. He functions more like a tank slightly to superhero, or I'm sorry, to sci-fi decks, primarily because his vacuum is a tank. So they're actually buffing his vacuum charge, increasing its health, increasing the time between attacks, and lowering the DPS. So it's not going to be doing as much damage. It's going to be functioning more as a tank and a distraction card. But then 6 element Randy as himself is losing some health, and his charge is going to be happening less often. So, I'm sorry. He will get his charge more often with less health, and his movement speed is increased. So he's not going to be as functioning as a tank. It's just going to be his vacuums will be, which is kind of interesting. Call Girl is getting a slight nerf to her overall attack, losing 4% of her overall base damage. That's really about it. She's still really strong. I don't think this is really going to change anything. Call Girl's still going to be really good. I mean, people still want to think that Call Girl's not great. I think she's still a very strong card. Look at all levels of ladder. If you have the ability to have her, almost everyone has her in a deck that plays superheroes for a reason. 4-Ass Monkey, losing some of his health, down 4%. He's not losing any damage, just health. Remember, he is an assassin. Health isn't as important as damage. I don't think this changes much. I think this is kind of stupid, to be honest. These last two changes aren't game-altering with Call Girl and 4-Ass Monkey. I mean, yes, slight tweaks here and there might be necessary. I don't know if this is really going to do much. I think this is going to remove 4-Ass Monkey, and this is going to move Call Girl or anything from the meta. Super Craig, as promised, will get an aggro range tweak. So it's going up from 1 back to 2. A slight revert. I think it's still nerfed from what it was before. When Super Craig had a wide range of nerfs. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's fairly accurate. So there you go. There's all the changes. And Cow Stampede will go into general circulation starting next Tuesday. So he will be available in all ways of getting him. All packs, all lockers, and in shops. So you can get your hands on Cow Stampede or get it leveled up if you don't have it. So there you go. That is all the changes, guys. Um, not real. Still, to me, sci-fi one of the strongest themes. Not really getting any nerfs. Mystical to me has been the strongest theme. They're getting a buff, not a nerf. Slight tweak to superheroes that can be problematic throughout the meta as well. But yeah, nothing really game altering on this one. Just some slight tweaks. I don't think this is, again, this isn't meta altering. Nothing's really going to change here. Everything's kind of stayed the same as it has been over the course of months and months and months. Was where this meta kind of is. So yeah, that's really kind of my thoughts and feelings. Nothing really excites me that much, to be honest. The one that kind of mildly scares me though is Hyperdrive. We'll just have to wait and see. What are your guys' thoughts again and feelings on the balance change? Let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and until next time, guys, you know who it is.